Hello guys, Ashley here, also known as the AJ Lee fan. I'm not feeling really kind of well lately. I keep sniffing for some reason. I hope I'm not sick. I don't feel sick. I don't know, it might just be my allergies due to the weather. So my voice does sound kind of different, so don't mind it, guys. But anyway, let's get to it. Today I decided I wanted to do something a little bit different today. Instead of talking about TV shows or a movie, I decided I wanted to talk about one of my favorite books on Wattpad. Now, if you don't know what Wattpad is a app where people go online and they read what other people have written on that app. I have tried so hard to write on there. I just can't seem to get through on it because I'm so used to writing in a notebook. I'm writing in a notebook for my story since I've been in seventh grade. So like I'm just so used to it being in a book and on paper instead of on typing. So I have to get used to that because I really want to be a writer in the future. That's just something I'm really into. So one of the books I want to talk about, personally, one of my favorite books, I think is absolutely the best book on Wattpad of all time, and it is Affliction by Angelique Dark. This girl, if I met her in real life, I would just like to sit her down and ask her what what helped her want to become a writer, and what can I do to help me bounce that off of it. I actually subscribed to her YouTube channel. I mean, this is literally the best book I probably ever read on Wattpad. And this book is just really good. If you never had Wattpad, I suggest you get the app and read this book because this book is just so good. I love how she, first of all, she chose the right person to make the book, and it was Annie Black because honestly, it's Annie Black, you guys. I don't know. This book is just really good. I love how she took the whole bad boy meets good girl, but I also love how she changed it in some way because even though I love predictable stuff, I mean, I never had a problem with, oh, the good girl meets the bad boy and she turns him good. No, I never had a problem with that. But what she does differently is what I love is that she also shows you what the darkness can do to the other person too. What happens when you love someone who just isn't capable of all your love, but you can't help it anyway but to love them back. So I don't know, this book is just so amazing. I mean, it's really good for 62 chapters. It just really is good. I read it for the fifth time last night. Yeah, I first read this book, I believe in I read it in ninth grade, and then I read it again over the summer, and then I read it twice over the summer to believe, and then I'm reading it now. So yeah, I mean, this book was just really, really amazing. It is really as good as I remember, and I would like to just say to Angelique Dark that this is the best book I read on Wattpad. I would love for you to keep going and just keep the motivation up. Don't lose the motivation for anything. This is honestly the best story I've ever read about Andy Black on Wattpad because all of his other stories just don't really have as much vision as this one. I'm not trying to hurt anybody put their books down or anything like that because that's not the kind of person that I am. It just means I read their stories and it's just something about them just don't click as much as this one clicks. Some of them are about him being an English teacher, some of them are about him being in his rock band Black Veil Brides. And the whole point of a fanfic is that you take them out of the reality that they're in and create your own reality. So, I mean, yeah, the English teacher was a good idea, but I just can't see Andy Black being an English teacher. I mean, look at him. He could obviously be something more than just an English teacher. I don't know about English teacher. But anyway, back to Affliction. What I'm saying is that this book is really amazing, and if you haven't read it, I suggest you read it now. I really curious on what she has more in store for her um, channel on Wattpad because obviously this book and Redemption are honestly the best two books I probably ever read on Wattpad. I plan on doing my top 5 favorite Wattpad stories of all time on there because I read some pretty good books. So look close for that. And I also have other books too that I'd like to go and review about because I do love chapter books. I read mostly romantic books, honestly. I'm a big person on love. I love everything to do with love. I want to have a soulmate one day. So yeah, everything. I might probably just go review on some of the books that I read over the years and tell you which ones I thought were pretty good and which ones I just absolutely just didn't really like. Because I read some pretty terrible books in my day, and really, I was reading these love stories when I was only like a kid in 7th and 8th grade. So like, you absolutely have no idea what love really is until you get older. But reading those books, it just really opened my mind that love is just you could love can be it can be explained to you no matter how young you are, how old you are. You're never too young to understand the real reasons behind love or what it's meant to be or what it's supposed to be. I mean, because honestly, I watched the first love story I've ever probably ever watched on TV was Cory and Topanga, and I just remember just watching as a kid that I want to find someone like Cory. I want a guy who's gonna love me and cherish me and accept me for who I am, just like Cory. And everything. So I was only a kid watching that, and I still want that at 17 years old. I still want that. So all I'm saying is that you're never too young to understand what love truly is or what it can be. You're never too young to read about it. Um, so all I'm saying is that read this book. It's very different from the other type of bad boy and good girl type of stuff that you read or you watch in a TV show or in a movie. It's really really good. I have to say that the whole Jackson and Arya stuff in this book it gets pretty intense. So you're not really into the whole domestic abuse type of stuff, then I suggest just don't read this because there is a lot of that in here. There's a lot of him mistreating her and him cheating on her in this book. But even that, it's still a good story, and I would love to see this get turned into a good series because it's just worth the series. Two seasons of this would just be a top off and something that I really love to see in real life. And you have to cast Eddie Black and Taylor Momsen for the role because they've been the two people that I always been shipping for my whole life. They're the one two rock stars that I always hope will cross paths one day. I don't know if they ever have or not, but I honestly feel like if they were in the same room together, they would click instantly just like that. I mean, obviously, Andy and Juliet Sims are very happy together. They're one of my favorite couples of all time. Yes, I have favorite couples in real life. Um, so yeah, I mean, all I have to say is that Angelique Dark has a vision. She motivates me to try something different with my stories every day, and I try to do the best that I can. I mean, obviously, not try. I am doing the best with my stories, obviously. Um, so yeah, all I'm saying is read this story, and I hope that she listens to this because I support her channel 100% in her books. So hoping that she reads this and she realizes that she could keep going with this good girl and bad guy stuff and create things differently, no matter what it is. So guys, thanks for listening to this. Have a good day. Be safe out there, and I love you all for supporting me.